What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Aging Potheads. I am your boy, the Funky Monk, aka Big Brother Boss. With me, as always, is the beautiful Miss Candy. How you doing, Miss Candy?
Good, trying to get the glare on my reading spectacles.
Yeah,
But whatever.
always. I know, right? I'm
I can just tell.
always there. Oh man, welcome y'all. Welcome y'all. Take this time to go ahead and share this with your friends. Grab your blunt. We got a lot. We got a lot to talk about tonight. There's quite a few things that came up just today. So hey, you got to work with us because a lot of stuff is going on. Please go ahead and let us know where you're watching from and where you are smoking tonight because we're about to blaze up. Got my little dragon here.
And I've got evil poo. Yeah, I gotta get another one. Or find Baby Yoda, unretired Baby Yoda, Baby Grogu.
You know, I thought I was gonna get a Baby Yoda, but everybody got one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a novelty.
I'm gonna
So
tell
I
y'all
gotta put
something.
it in there.
Everybody wants to steal somebody's lighter, but you don't steal somebody's lighter right before they come on the show.
Yep, that's why I buy these. Crackhead lighter. Nobody wants
Oh
to
man,
steal a crackhead lighter. They always want to steal the damn
the
good
good
lighter.
one, the big yeah. All
Yeah.
right, y'all, let's blaze. Let's blaze here, folks. That was probably the smoothest hit I've had
Since yeah.
Of the strawberry cough. Uh, that's what I'm smoking on tonight. Strawberry coffee is a sativa dominant hybrid. Everybody says hybrid, but this is a sativa. It's nice. It doesn't make your head all foggy. But most definitely, it does have this something in it. No matter how seasoned of a smoker you are, it's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you right there in the back of the throat and cause that cough right at the end, no matter how smooth it is. You take too heavy of a hit though, yeah, you're gonna be coughing up a lung. So you got to be careful with strawberry cough. Um, most dispensaries should carry it. I got mine from New downtown. Um,
Uh,
New the reservation.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Okay, yeah, I've been to that one.
uh, so it's pretty good. They always seem to have it in stock. Most places, most dispensaries do have it in stock. Normally, it's on the mid to low tier. It is a decent smoke for any level. I can my recommendation is it's good for beginners. I did give it 4.5 blunts because on top of the coughing, it does get you high. But sometimes I feel with strawberry cough when I smoke it specifically, some of it might be oxygen deprivation because you're coughing too much.
Yeah, right. Like you might be
And
not choking.
you losing oxygen to your mind, so you start getting. I think that sort of increases the high, makes the high come on faster. Um, but that's definitely 4.5. Strawberry cough is something I like to keep on deck. But if I don't have it, and I see it when I'm out, I'm definitely grabbing it. It's a very good to me. It's a very good smoke. What you
Mhm.
smoking on?
I'm smoking on. It's called guava.
Okay.
It is a sativa hybrid. It's basically a
Mhm.
sativa. It's 80%.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that to me is basically a sativa dominant. It does give you a kind of euphoric feeling.
Hmm.
Well, that's what it's giving me, and I do notice I laugh. I've been, kind of
I was about to
one of
say guava should make you giggly.
yeah, give me giggles. So
Hmm.
it's a good strand for me. I like it. It does have a pretty good THC percentage in it. So I definitely recommend those, like mid mid
Mm-hmm.
smoker, smoke every day kind of people. Um, and even if you are a light smoker, you can try it as well. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's not a heavy smoke. It doesn't make me feel weird. But just I recommend anybody who's just learning, who's just
Mm-hmm.
getting into it to just
Yeah.
pace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a marathon. It's not a
Yeah.
sprint. So just pace
And
yourself, and so you
all
don't
right,
be choked. And
you gave it 5 blunts, huh?
yeah, I gave it 5 blunts. Mhm.
Right on. And since it's 80-20, I think it relaxes you just enough so that you're not like having that couch lock
Mm.
feeling. So you can still get up and say, hey, let me go ahead and make dinner. Because some things you smoke, you be like, man, I'm gonna DoorDash some shit.
Yeah, I'm not getting up and cooking nothing. Mm.
Exactly. Let us know if you smoke these strains. Also, let us know what you are smoking on tonight. Where are you watching this from? We are the Aging Potheads, your favorite under the influencers. Um, I like that, under the influencers. I like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had some breaking. Oh, strain of the week, man. Before I get to the breaking news, y'all, I'm all ahead of myself and shit. Slimer is the strain of the week. To tell you the truth, y'all, I'm a pothead, so I don't know if I've ever had this strain of the week before. I know I've done a review on it. It is a hybrid. Some say it leans sativa, but I get a very 50-50 feeling from it, depending on how I feel when I'm smoking it. Um, some places you go to will have it as an indica. I wouldn't say that's a mislabel. I can tell you that if you do go out and find it um, at a dispensary and they have it in their indica section, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be like, nah, that's not right. It is a nice balanced hybrid. Make sure if you do get it, you get it on the mid to high tier. Don't get the
Okay.
low tier stuff. Um, it is a good smoke. I do recommend for beginners, intermediate smokers. This would be something like an everyday smoke. If you just need to chill out real quick. Not something that I would say, hey, if I had a bad day, I'm not messing with slime. Just to let y'all know, if I was having a bad day, Slimer is not my go-to. But if I was just waking up and I didn't really know what to smoke, I'll probably fuck with some Slimer just to get my break, just to be my. It's like my morning coffee. And I'll probably jack it up with something else, or I'll smoke a pin or something. Um,
Okay.
but most definitely, Slimer is good for beginners, good for the casual smoker. For
Mhm.
those of us who smoke every day, okay, you can try it. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, y'all, Slimer is definitely what it is. Breaking news this afternoon. It actually came out this morning. Hoda Kotb, from the Today Show on NBC, sat down in an interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, because she still goes by Jada Pinkett Smith. And one of the bombshells that came out of that interview was that her and Will have been living separately since 2016. Um, so a little almost 8 years ago. And that sort of blows everything up because during the during quarantine, as I call it, we heard that the rumor was that she was cheating on him with August Alsina, and a whole lot of other shit was going on. But one of the things that really impacted this was at this past year's Oscar Awards, where no, not this year, the year before, last year's, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock over a comment he made about Jada, where he said, "Keep your wife's name out your fucking mouth." Everybody remembers that. No need to rehash it, but that actually sheds new light on it. And I know Miss Candy had a very strong opinion about that. Go ahead.
um. So yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. It sheds a whole new light on, just to know um how. I mean, it's been well, technically 7, but almost 8 years. You guys haven't been to, and we've all known, they've had their open thing or what have you. I guess they might be considered poly or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind. I'm not saying that.
Non-monogamous.
Yeah, but they're non-monogamous,
Yeah.
and they have been for a while. Um, and it just kind of throws us. So you
Mm-hmm.
really risked,
Yeah.
your career, um, your reputation. That's the only thing that we're gonna remember you by at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, and it is funny to me, I mean, well, it's not funny, but some of the jokes are,
Yeah.
you really went up there and slapped Chris Rock for
Mm-hmm.
a relationship you wasn't even in. Jada wasn't even tripping like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the whole red table talk,
Mm-hmm.
like what was the point? What was the point of putting on for that? Well, the point, I know the point was the image. Like you guys obviously decided that divorce wasn't an option for you guys. And I just
Yeah.
really, at this point, want people to stop perpetrating behind these relationships that y'all act like y'all so happy in. It's a
Mm-hmm.
farce. Like it's a farce, and it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to maybe. I mean, they've been together for decades,
Yes.
and I feel like Jada never really wanted. We hear all this stuff now. How
Mm-hmm.
she's even come out and said this.
Yeah.
Her mother basically made her marry Will. She didn't want to get married to Will. She's still talking
Mm-hmm.
about Tupac, and they weren't even supposedly in a relationship. It
Yeah.
was just they were really good friends or what have you. He probably, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he probably did get up in that. Like it's too
Yeah.
like, come on now, we're
Yeah.
adults now.
Yeah. And that's
But
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
the pedestal that we put people on, and we put people in these long lasting relationships on, and come to find out it's none of that. And I feel like if people start being more honest and open and realistic about, now, no, it's nobody's business, but y'all keep putting us in the group chat. Y'all keep putting, didn't nobody care. Nobody cared about this. If she would have just kept her motherfucking mouth shut, nobody would have, thought any different. Nobody would know anything. We could still, now J. Cole, that Jada and that Will, now you gotta write that whole bar over again.
Yeah.
That bar is trash now. And I just feel like uh, we gotta stop holding people that present to us a certain way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's always what it is, because it's not. I know people do.
Mm-hmm.
Get some people these relationship gurus, and things like that. You get money, and people throw a bag at you behind that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then um it's always coming out to be a farce. Like
Yeah.
I just wish that and people, especially men, I understand why men hate Jada. Like, well,
Mm-hmm.
not all men, these incels.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why they do, because it represents like, oh, well, you see this man and he did this and he did that and he did that and he did this for you, and you keep embarrassing him.
Yeah.
Like at some point, Will has to understand that she's not happy in that relationship. Then let her go. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Jada feels like she doesn't have the power that Will has, and like I feel like maybe she feels a little trapped in that marriage. Just
Mm-hmm.
because
My
you
thing
know,
is we have tons of couples who are together but not
yeah,
together. Um.
exactly. It happens, especially when you've been
Mhm.
together that long. Like
Mhm.
you get that 7 year itch, and then
Mhm.
you might come back from it. Sometimes you don't, but why do
Yeah.
people feel like they have ownership over the other person? You don't have
Yeah.
ownership over this person, and that's why. And
Mhm.
she's been telling us Will could do whatever he wants to do. and I
Yeah.
can do whatever I want to do because we trust each other enough to do that. So
Yeah, they
I don't.
said that. They said that 20 years ago. They said that
20
almost
years
20 years.
ago, that is an open marriage. That is the
Hmm.
epitome of an open marriage to me. Y'all are in an open marriage. If I can go do whatever I want to do, and still come home to you.
Hmm. But it leads to what we were talking about when the slap happened. Let's stay out of people's business, because sometimes I don't think they added us to the group chat. We kind of just put ourselves in the group chat.
We did not. Jada put a lot of their business out. She did.
Yeah.
She put a lot of their business out. Like, and I feel like, and I don't feel like Willis is blemish free either. I
Hmm.
feel like this is all around the kind of the time where him and they had him and Margot Robbie had a thing.
Hmm.
She came out and said something on Jimmy Fallon where
Yeah.
it was some kind of question, but she answered Will
Hmm.
Smith.
Well,
So,
yeah,
but
they,
she couldn't
they
say
just
what the
made two
question.
movies back to back.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time with the person on
Hmm.
set. Jada stuck at home being a mom. Like maybe
Hmm.
she,
Yeah, but she
people
had
just
her own thing going on too. Plus,
she did,
Will's.
but she's not in the spirit that Will does. She's
Yeah.
not that. She doesn't have that star power. I don't care what anybody.
Mhm. Yeah, but what I got from the interview, and I've only heard certain parts. Part of me wants to go find the book, excerpts from the book itself, because when we see interviews, they're edited. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're clipping things. They are. I
You
mean,
know,
they clip things from sound bites.
I think they tried to make Will seem like he was delusional, like Jada had tried to tell him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no,
I
I
think
think they both have this understanding.
yes, I think they both have misunderstandings, but the way it's being spun now, and this is being spun by the incels are going to be the incels. They're always going to jump on Jada. Um, but some people are upset because it's like, how far do you take your public image? You know what I mean? You sat there and you almost killed your career over a woman you're technically separated from. You know what
Well,
I mean?
I mean, I
Yeah,
get the your wife, because technically you guys are still married. But
yeah,
the relationship, you guys are sleeping in separate wings of the house. Like it's
yeah,
not.
exactly.
I'm like they about as together as me and my husband are. Like it's not. Just a
Exactly.
name. That's it. There's no. We haven't. I mean, and y'all live together. That's it.
Just
So
a piece of paper down at the
just a piece
courthouse.
of paper. Like obviously you guys have access together. I don't in no way mean to compare
Uh-huh.
anything I had with Jada and Will. Like that's
Mhm.
that's a little delulu. But
And
um
take a hint, people. They've never done a movie together, a show, nothing together. The whole time they've been married. Almost every
no, they
Hollywood couple
did.
makes at
They
least
did.
one movie. Which one?
Ali. They
Okay,
did. She
Ali.
played one of the wives in Ali. She did. Played one of his
Okay.
wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
But
did. But they've never come out and the red table like when that thing was happening with Mark Anthony, because I mentioned
mhm,
early in pre-production meeting
mhm,
how she had a little scandal a few years back with Mark
mhm.
Anthony. It was also around the time Mark Anthony and J Lo broke up,
Yeah.
and they brought Mark Anthony in on the last end of she was filming that show Hawthorne. That
Mhm,
was the year before the number one
mhm,
on the network. The
mhm.
year following, all of a sudden it's canceled, and when they brought Mark Anthony on, it got
Mhm.
canceled, and now
Yeah.
they didn't have the viewership that
Mhm,
So it's being presented that maybe
mhm.
Will went up there and cut up,
Yeah.
like no, you're not filming with this guy no more.
Mhm.
Like you ain't doing
Tony
that.
said Tony said they were on the Fresh Prince too.
Oh
I
yeah,
think she
yeah, yeah.
did.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah, they
Yes.
filmed a couple of things together, but nothing
Yeah.
like. I mean,
Nothing like we would expect a married couple to do every once in a while. At least
like
make a
Jay Z
couple of
and
movies together.
Beyonce is on every album ever,
Yeah.
and which also kind of makes me side eye them, because Beyonce
Mhm.
didn't she didn't
Yeah.
divorce Jay-Z
I'm not.
on the
I'm
whole
not gonna
album
even get. I'm not gonna get
about
into
how
that dynamic.
Yeah,
Um,
so
I'm
it's
not
like
because
people
that's
have
a
stats
whole that's
and
a whole
images.
other can of worms. But what this actually leads into, and I was actually about to 86 this, but it talks about gender roles in society. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, we think that Jada's just supposed to be quiet and play this role as loving wife, the public, but then she has to stay with a man she possibly don't want to be married to. However, if we remember the red table talk, remember they said they had a dysfunctional marriage.
Mhm.
They said they were dedicated to their dysfunctional marriage because it's working for them. The way they spun it made it look like it's not working for Jada anymore. And to me, I think that's wrong. I just think
Yeah,
they
I think Will is not blameless in this. I
Mhm.
feel like I think there was very much truth to because Jada did say that blondes trigger her. They
Yeah,
trigger her, and
Mhm.
Margot Robbie's clearly a blonde. So
yeah,
I think that Will might have a thing for blondes, tall blondes.
yeah. I can see that. I can see
I could
that.
definitely
But
see that, and
yeah,
if he could get away with it, having a woman
Mhm.
like that, which he
Mhm.
probably could now, but people would
Yeah.
hate,
But it does
he would
lead
get a lot of
into
people.
it does lead into about what the incels talk about because the incels talk about these gender roles and stuff. And in 2024, because I'm gonna say 2024 because we're definitely done with 2023.
We're practically there.
Let's throw the whole year away. But are gender roles really needed anymore? You know what I mean? Because as someone who grew up in a single parent home, my mother did everything. You know what I mean? So, what gender roles do I know that I've seen? What example of gender roles have I seen? Because most of the folks around my family um, were single mothers. My grandmother was a widow. You know what I mean? Um, I did have a grandfather and grandmother on my father's side, but that still didn't tell me how people lived. That didn't give me a gender role thing. I learned about gender roles on TV and different things in school because it was still separated. But we're getting to a point now where we have these incels, we have these feminists, we have these people out here who are saying, why do we have gender roles? You know what I mean? Are they still needed? I mean, where do you stand on gender roles? Do you have an expectation in a relationship?
Um, I don't, well, I grew up, my parents were married.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was a widow, and my
Mm-hmm.
parents went separated later, when I was
Mm-hmm.
a little older, but I was still very young.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think, society just, has kind of forced gender roles on us for a long time, and I think
Yes.
that that has to do a lot with misogyny and patriarchy.
Yes.
Um, I feel like that's a big reason why um, gender roles were what they were.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be the king of the castle. They want to be this, they want to be that, and I feel
Uh,
like the reason why there's so much pushback now is
mm-hmm.
because women are like, well, we really don't need you guys for those things. It's nice
Mm-hmm.
that you do them, but we could do this too. Or women, especially a lot of because black women are always the ones that get held up as the independent woman, when
Yes.
really feminism, is mostly perpetuated by these white women.
Yes. Exactly.
But I think people should just do what works for them in their relationship. I don't understand why. I mean, of course, there's things that I just grew up naturally feeling like men should do, and there's other things that I naturally probably feel like
Yeah.
women should do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
But
certain things. Yeah. but they both can
That's
do it.
just more or less has to do with evolution and just
Yeah.
because of how I'm built as a woman and
Hmm.
how men are built, but you can't really, that can
Yeah. Some
change too. So I
yeah,
just
some
feel like
women's go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. I just feel like gender roles aren't the thing that they were when my grandmother was,
Hmm.
in her prime as a wife and mother. I just don't think that those
Exactly.
are exclusive to to one and the other now. There are women that most of the women I know are the breadwinner. Most of the women I was the breadwinner in my relationship. Um,
Yes.
like there's never been a situation where
Hmm.
I I I wasn't um the one making the decision.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
now that I'm older and I do try to, and I have tried to, I guess, cultivate some sort of relationship or, what have you, just see where they go. I'm not used to
Hmm.
not being that way.
Yeah.
So it has become a thing in some of the
Hmm.
past situations that I've had where, like I'm not used to not going for what I know. I'm not used to, I've never had a man that made me feel like it's okay for me to not
Hmm.
be out here and be the, like I've never been in those situations. I've always had to worry about shit
Yeah.
or figure out things for us or and my mom was like that too. I come from women that are like that. So I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
and I think
I
a
completely
lot of black
understand.
women, a lot of single women
Yeah.
are. That's just how
Yeah.
we are. We have to figure it out for both.
And we can talk all night about that. But when it comes to, like Tony said in the comments, and like you said earlier, is we got to do what works for us now, because everybody, the big thing is about this half thing. Um, to me, it's not more half; it's the fact that we have to evolve, because, like you said, you have to worry about shit. And sometimes it's a fucking hassle to worry about shit, but other times it just makes you feel like you know what I
Mm.
mean? And we can have people who are independent, but they still work together as a team, because this half thing, it kind of kills me, because it's sort of like you're trying to down somebody. You know what I mean? If that's how you and your partner do shit, then that's how it works. You know,
Yeah, some
people go ahead.
some relationships are very transactional. Like you take care of
Hmm.
this and this, and I'll take care of this and this and that. And sometimes it's
Hmm.
not say half. It doesn't necessarily mean half
Hmm.
straight down the middle. It could be like, well, I'll take care of this month, and then maybe you get this month, or
Exactly.
it could
It
go
all.
back and forth where we're both contributing to the where I have an issue with the how things. Um, I'm not gonna be paying half of everything, and you're gonna be called the provider. No,
Yeah.
we're both providing. We're both
Yeah. This
providers.
is what we're doing. Yeah.
And a lot of times too, a lot of women, it's cool to, yeah, my man takes care of all this and all of that and all of this and all of
Uh-huh.
that. Okay, but usually those kinds of men um usually have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And there's other things that you have to deal with because, it's almost well, what's the lesser of two evils? Like, do I
Mhm.
just have everything taken care
Mhm.
of? But that means I gotta I can't give a fuck about what this man does when
Yeah.
I'm getting what I need out of it,
Mm.
and he can go
Exactly.
do it. And then
Exactly.
like, or do
But
you want to just
mhm.
stand on your laurels and be have your morals
Mhm.
and like, well, no, I'm not gonna take it. I'd rather just pay all my bills by myself, and then but I can sleep good at night knowing that I'm doing that. So.
Yeah, one thing that I found funny that was a comment that's people laugh about now is what Tyler Perry said about um a man paying a light bill as long as he good. I don't agree with that. I don't even want my woman. If I had a woman talk about, oh, all I can pay is the light bill, because I'm saying, nah, you don't fit my lifestyle. You gotta go.
Mhm.
Because the way I was raised, I would want my partner to be just as independent. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's going to be um we ain't gotta I mean we can have differences in our income, but I'm not talking about if I'm making 70,000 a year and you making 10,000 a year. Nah, we not as the Christians would say, we're not equally
I mean, yeah,
yoked.
if you clearly have income that's way more than if you making eons more than I'm making, my little money is not going to make a difference whether I do anything or not. You're still going to be,
Mhm.
all these bills are still going to be in your name, whether I'm
Exactly.
sure or not. Like so. But if we're more level income wise,
Mhm.
um, then oh, David's watching. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
David. Yeah, go ahead. I got David. I respond. It's not the. Um.
um, then if we're closer to income, then and we want things together and we want nice things and like we want then like if you make 80,000 a year and I make
Mhm.
75,000 a year
Mhm. Yeah.
or 70,000 a year, you know, we can pull those and have a nice big house and we can live pretty modestly and have, other things or whatever, like however y'all want to do it.
Have the things
But
you
if
want.
you make millions,
Yeah.
like I mean, if you making way more,
Hmm.
uh, millions, and I'm working a 9 to 5, like come on now, like it's
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
like it's not even putting the pressure on anybody because there shouldn't be any pressure. It just
Exactly.
like, just take care of the shit. Like it's
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it.
And David actually said, it's not about going half. It's all about not putting pressure on one person, and I can agree with that.
I can
That's why I
agree with
said
that
I would
too.
like somebody who's independent because you just mentioned it. If I'm making 80 and she's making 75, we can technically live within our means. And what it does is like what you mentioned earlier, it takes the pressure off of you to always have to figure shit out. And
Yeah,
then to me, if you want to go with the gender roles, it takes the pressure off of me because I don't feel I have to use all my income to support the house. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It takes pressure off. That way we can work together on having nice things. I think what happens is people get caught up in the argument going back and forth. You know what I mean? But there's some people in the middle who are like, fuck it, this is what we do. And this is what works for us.
yeah.
So,
And that's ultimately what it is supposed to be about. Like whatever works. Like and things sometimes things change too. Circumstances change. So you have to be open to that too. Like okay, well,
mhm,
it might be you never know what happens.
exactly.
What's going to happen. So I
Yeah.
think that while gender roles aren't specifically exclusive
Hmm.
um, anymore,
Yeah.
um, I think that people should just, what are I think a lot of the time people have these expectations for people that don't. How you gonna, if I like pastrami
Yeah.
and you like
Hmm.
uh duck or whatever,
Yeah.
like I don't like duck.
Hmm.
Like you can sit here and present all this great information about how duck is this, it's
Hmm.
nutritional, it's not dry like white meat, it's not,
Yeah.
like whatever you want to tell me good about the duck.
Hmm.
That's not gonna make me want duck anymore, or
Yeah.
not gonna make me like anything. That's why I don't get a lot of these podcasts you're telling, and these
Hmm.
you have a preference of woman that doesn't want to do that. If she don't want to go 50-50, you're not gonna
Yeah.
make her go 50 because she feels like she has the
Exactly.
ability to find a man that's gonna take care of everything.
Hmm.
Like if this is what I'm used to, if this
Hmm.
is what I'm accustomed to,
Hmm.
then why should I in my opinion, bring myself
Yeah.
down or accept what you're trying to give me just because you're a nice man or you're a good man or what you
Exactly.
consider yourself a good man. Like because
Exactly.
good is subjective.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be people are trying to fight people online all day for what they want their ideal partner to be. And 9 times out of 10, it's what your preference is, but your preference doesn't want to do that. But you got this nice lady that might not be your preference, but she's willing to give you what you need or what you're asking for. But that's not who you want to fuck with. So I don't, so now we just everybody arguing all day
Yeah,
on
exactly.
social
So,
media.
like I said, like we said, do what works for you. Let us know in the comments what y'all think about this whole gender role thing, because there's a whole lot of nuances we can spend a whole show on,
Yeah, we
just on the
can.
nuances, just on the little things.
That's on the
Um,
yeah. It's just find whoever likes you. Find your tribe.
exactly, exactly. Find your
Find
people and
who
get
likes
with them.
you back, or you'll
Exactly,
be like Will.
exactly.
In some bullshit that you or Jada being in some bullshit you ain't
Uh-huh.
even want to be.
Exactly. And also on some other shit, y'all. Once again, Wells Fargo is on that bullshit.
What? Oh well. Oh yeah.
Wells
Wells Fargo. I
Fargo.
don't understand why people still bank with them. Honestly, bank with any of these banks.
Mhm. Yeah, I just think it's
So
crazy.
shady.
And I'm sitting here, what Wells Fargo doing now to take our fucking money? Um, and I'm high now, y'all, so I don't even have my notes on this. I had so. Um, what did you have about that about Wells Fargo, Miss Candy?
So
I'm
Wells
sorry.
Fargo basically sent their customers um, a alert that said that charges that had already been closed, transactions that were already closed, they repinned them basically, put them back into a pending status, saying that you
Mhm.
still owe. You didn't really pay for this the first time we said you paid
Yeah.
for it. We're gonna
Mhm.
pin it again and re-get some more money up out of you. What?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Well, you already took the money for the transaction. Then you gonna
Mhm.
come back and pin some more shit and say that y'all didn't really get the money the first time. We gonna
Mhm.
come back and redo this, and then have that you was stealing from your customers.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
that is fraud.
Uh-huh.
That's fraud. You can't do that. Like, what do you mean I didn't pay for this? I already paid for
Mhm.
it. You paid for it. And then
Yeah.
they also there's this lady on TikTok that was saying that she had a whole savings account,
Mhm.
$10,000, and they just took it, closed the account, took it, said she never
Yeah.
had an account.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
I will
cash it.
burn down every Wells Fargo until y'all give me my money back. I will go ham.
Exactly. Exactly. Wells
10,000,
Fargo.
and y'all have the ability to just erase the shit and just say I never had an account.
Mhm. Oh, strawberry
Are you
cough,
kidding me?
lots of water. Strawberry cough, y'all, lots of water. But
Lots of water.
I've been smoking a couple of things, so I can tell which one. But half water, hydrate, y'all. Yeah, I'm so tired of fucking Wells Fargo. Like you said, why are they still open?
I
Wells
close my
Fargo
Wells
is the
Fargo.
cash app of big banks. I'd rather go to Chase.
Chase is probably the only one. The best account I've ever had was with
Mhm.
Chase.
Yeah, I
I,
know.
I
And
will go back.
but Chase gets disdained like Cash App. They be like,
Yeah.
"Who do you have?" I have Chase. They be like, "Oh,
Mm.
B of A, not
No, B
like."
of A was some bullshit too. I would never. There's two banks that I would never put my money back in: Bank of America
Yeah.
and Wells Fargo.
Let's be
Those are the
clear.
two banks.
B of A,
They
yeah, B of A is still living off fucking slavery money. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna just leave that right
Wells
there.
Fargo too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is cap. That's how they started there.
Like, Wells
And
Fargo used
they
to
let
move the
black
country.
people live there.
Yeah. Wells Fargo used to move the money. So
Yeah, you have that wagon. That's what
yeah,
that wagon is.
yeah, they
So
used they yeah, they moved the money. So I can see them like taking a little off the top, staging robberies because they didn't have video back then. We don't know.
yeah, we don't know what the hell happened back then. Like, but yeah, that's basically where they're at.
Uh-huh.
They're trying to basically
Mhm.
like do what they open these accounts for these customers that they don't have.
Mhm.
A lot of their customers don't even know that they have multiple accounts, all this stuff open in their name because the bank tellers, they're salesmen. Oh, you want to open this account? Why don't you open this account? Oh, you got all this shit open that you can't afford, and they're taking your money to pay for their bailouts or whatever, their fuck ups or what have you. Like I wouldn't. I have a cash app and I have a business account, and that's it. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my money in no bank. Like I'm not encouraging anybody else to not do that. But credit union. Go get you an account at a credit union. Stop fucking with these banks. They're stealing your money and in your face.
Yes. And we also have the U2 issue. I just heard about this, so you're gonna have to get me a little up to date on what happened with U2.
So U2 has a residency at the Sphere, and I'm trying to figure out why, but whatever.
I'm trying to figure out why.
Like, I mean, I know that U2 has a residency. I would have picked somebody else to do that. Yeah. But so there was, people are buying tickets. There's this guy I follow on TikTok. He calls himself Vegas Bob or something like that.
Yeah.
And he just goes around, giving local updates on what's going on in Vegas. Okay, cool. So he bought a ticket. He's been going to the shows at the Sphere. The third one that he was going to, and he purchased the ticket through V Tickets. It's an app. They're a third party ticket seller.
Yeah.
And they basically scam these people. Anybody who purchased a ticket that night was not able to go. They had a barcode that they were supposed to get scanned, and when you put the barcode up, it was like this moving. I don't know what. Maybe Tony knows what it was. Like this moving bar back and forth. So basically, we can't scan it because of this bar that's in the way. Kind of.
What are you talking about?
There's so the ticket that the people purchased off this app, V Tickets. They issued the people that purchased the tickets a barcode.
Right.
So when they go to the Sphere and try to check in with the security, there's the moving bar over the barcode. So
you're talking about the RF scanner when it scans the ticket, scans the barcode.
Yeah, they can't. Okay. Yeah, with some little moving bar in front of it to where you can't scan it, basically.
So it's a dynamic. It's a dynamic QR code with the line going through it. Fuck the machine up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the QR code and have lines going through it.
Yeah. Yes. So it's a regular barcode, a regular little barcode that the person is supposed to scan, and that's how they get in. But there's this little bar moving over it. It's like a blue bar.
It will probably if I had to guess, a misprint when they have bleeds. It will smear the like a line through it.
But this was sent by the ticket guy or by the ticket seller, which is a third party. So what she's trying to say is that these people were scammed. They thought they was going to see U2.
They thought they were going to see U2. They couldn't get their ticket scanned because of that little whatever that was blocking the shit, and scammed all these people out of their money. So be careful. I just wanted to mention that to people because some local, local news.
That is so crazy. It's bad enough that Ticketmaster is fucking us. I'm so
and they're telling the people to contact Ticketmaster. There's nothing we can do. You bought them tickets from, that scammy ass website.
Ticketmaster is funny because what pissed me off about Ticketmaster is that I'm from California. I was raised to where I didn't want to pay that fee. So I went to the box office and got my shit. Now here in Vegas, you can't do that because they're using the same system and you're still getting charged that Ticketmaster fee. Yeah, fuck that. That shit is whack, y'all. Be careful out there, y'all. be careful out there.
Yeah, be careful, guys. It's
Mhm.
just just buy your tickets from
Mhm.
somebody reputable, and maybe get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't use like a cash service to do that because you're not gonna get
Mhm.
your money back. Use it from an
Yes.
account like you can dispute.
Mhm.
So
And before we get on to the movies, y'all, there is an ongoing conflict in the Gaza Strip the between Israel and Palestine. Hamas launched a surprise attack into Israel this past weekend. Israel has responded in kind. It's going back and forth. Um, the news is being one sided. Not going to really get into it um, because I don't want to really wait a showdown. We're having a good time right now. Um,
yeah,
but let's just say I am praying for peace, y'all. I hope this conflict ends. Um, and, condolences to all those who lost people on both sides. I hope this gets resolved quickly, or at least a ceasefire. The resolution is 50 years late, so I'm not going to even talk about when I say
yeah.
resolved quickly.
It's a
When I
been
say
going on.
resolved quickly, I just want the fighting to stop and these folks to sit down at the table and see how they can figure this shit out. Most definitely, y'all. And that's what we're gonna say about that because we can talk another hour about this. But yeah, y'all. Before we get into it, spoiler alert. Um, we're high now. We're good and high. So just know we're gonna talk about some shit that's on TV, and it might be some shit you might not want to hear. So if you really spoil in the spoilers, this is about the time you might want to turn it down or go grab something else to drink. But I watched on Showtime Heist 88. It's produced by Courtney B. Vance and his wife, Angela Bassett.
Okay.
And it is a heist movie. And basically what happened here, you have a bank robber who's about to go to jail and he wants to do his one last lick. He wants to do one last lick. Um, and the period it takes place is 1988. Um, and what happened in 1988, I had to check this out, is this is when banks were moving from paper to digital. And
Mhm.
a lot of things were still done manually by phone, and they found a way to exploit that system to pull off the heist. I gave it three blunts. Um, I think it was three. Yeah, I gave it three blunts. Um, because one, the movie was an hour and a half. Normally, when I watch movies, I can say, "Oh, you could have shaved about 20 minutes off this movie." This movie could have benefited from an extra 20 minutes because
Oh,
to
okay.
me, the story was so good and it had a lot going for it. But then all of a sudden we get, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. The end. It's like,
Oh,
what happened? What
damn.
happened? you know. Um, it left me with a few questions. I didn't get the closure I wanted to get. Um, there is a twist in the movie that I felt was very stupid and on the nose, and it happened so fast um, that you really didn't have a chance to say that don't even make no sense. Um, but most definitely, y'all, it is worth a watch if y'all want to watch it. I gave it three blunts, which means it was entertaining, but it did leave me asking for more. Not a sequel. I just think this movie could have benefited to have a longer run time. An extra 20 minutes would have had this movie right. So let us know what you're watching. Leave a comment. What was you watching this week?
So I watched quite a few little things. Netflix has this. Um, it's like you have to click into it, but it's a collection of their like horror,
Okay.
um, gory, cute little
Mhm.
Halloween movies. series and things like that. So
Yep.
I started watching Dracula. It's a series.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember how they're about an hour long, I think, which
Okay.
shocked me. I thought they were going to be more like 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, but it's a show based on, how Dracula became to be. Um, it's okay. It didn't really keep my attention like that, I guess.
Okay.
Uh, I think I just wanted to watch it, 'cause, trying to get all in
Mhm.
the spirit of Halloween and what have you.
Okay.
It's also Friday the 13th, this
Mhm.
Friday.
Okay.
So, um, I'm there's other things on there too. I
Mhm.
gave it probably, I would say, yeah, like maybe a 4, just because of the series, and I do like the, hunkering down and,
Mhm.
with a drink and watching, you know,
Okay.
spooky movies and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
so
not a scary movie person. You know.
yeah,
I can't do
I wouldn't
scary movies.
either, but some of them,
Uh,
it's not all gore. It's Some of them
yeah.
are psychological, some of them are.
Yeah. I don't like jump scares. I'm just come out and say it. I don't like jump scares. I don't like a lot of grotesque gore. Um, I don't like the grotesque of like Saw type shit. I don't do Saw type shit.
Yeah,
Um,
I still haven't watched Saw, so
mhm.
I can
But
understand
yeah,
that. But
but yeah, if you folks are really into Halloween, all the streamers, not just Netflix, has a whole their Halloween collections out. Um, a lot of them are worth a watch. um, so most definitely, while we're here, I do believe at this moment the we know the writers' strike is over, so the writers are back to work.
thank God.
Um, and with SAG-AFTRA, they're at the table right now, so everything is going on. So we're going to start seeing a lot more content from everybody soon. I'm gonna do a. We should do a whole thing next week about what's going on and what's at stake with both sides, with the writers and the
Mhm.
actors. But let us know what you folks are watching. Leave a comment because I'm running out of shit to watch. The holiday season is coming, so it's time to be
Mhm.
shut in. Make sure, hey, make sure y'all get y'all winter cuddle buddy. You know what I mean? um, to sit back up because I need somebody to wear matching pajamas with. I'm just gonna come out there and say I want to have matching pajamas. But real quick, y'all had the munchies. This week I have Chex Mix Muddy Buddies, and they have different flavors. This flavor itself is peanut butter and chocolate. Look at me, I sound like I was doing a TikTok video. Ain't nobody
Right?
paying me.
We ain't getting paid for Muddy
Let y'all
Buddies.
know. Let y'all know what I do during the week. Trying to up my game, y'all. But the Muddy Buddies here, these are chocolate and peanut butter. I thought I would get like a crunchy Reese's Pieces feel out of it, but no. But it is still good. They have different flavors. This flavor is very good. I want to say I gave this 4.5 stars. Blunts, not stars, blunts. Gave it 4 blunts, y'all. It's a nice little thing if I want to graze because here he comes.
Hold up, no, hold up. How many stars? Over a year, a little over a year, and you're still saying stars.
Sorry.
Like
That
I'm
was
not comprehending. I get it, though. I get it. 'Cause we're high. I get it. I forgive you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Um, but this is something this is what I would grab if I was high. When I get high and I get the munchies, y'all, I want something savory and salty first, and then I'll fuck with something sweet. Um, so that's what I definitely do. Muddy Buddies are pretty good. Something I can graze on. Um, but yeah, it's a real good solid munchie, 4 blunts. What's y'all favorite go-to munchie? Let us know in the comments. Um, let us know where you stand. Did you have a munchie this week? No, you
I
didn't.
didn't get a munchie this week. I just,
Okay.
I'm penniless. So
No, I
wait,
get it.
until I get some money to get some munchies.
Uh-huh. I feel you. I feel you. What I'm doing, man, is we're hunkering down too. Like, man, we need to start making our munchies.
Right. Like I'm thinking about what
Because
I'm gonna make right now.
I'm gonna go. Everybody
Make a salt
waits until
cinnamon.
everybody waits until the holidays to make that Christmas crack with the crackers and the chocolate. I always got crackers and chocolate. I'll be making me some Christmas crack all day long. It don't
Right.
matter what the season. It does not matter what the season. And hey, y'all, like we always say at the end of the show, we rather talk with you than about you. If you
Mm.
folks are having any issues, go ahead and hit up the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. You can call or text that. Or you can also look up the local help services in your area. Here in Las Vegas, it is 211.
Mhm.
They have the resources that you need, and that's for any type of crisis. Also, if you are in an abusive relationship, make sure you call the National Domestic Violence hotline at 800-799-7233. It is also Mental Health Awareness Week. And make sure you folks, mental health is just as important as your physical health. If you are having problems with your mental, please let your medical doctor know, get that referral, get the help that you need. There is nothing wrong with therapy. There is nothing wrong with getting your head straight, even if you feel you don't. You don't have to be diagnosed with something to see a therapist, y'all. I do, like I said, get the help you need, get the resources you need. We are the Aging Potheads, y'all. We want to thank you for watching us. We have the beautiful Miss Candy. I am Big Brother Boss, aka Funky Monk. Token Tony was on the boards. Thank you, Tony,
Thank you,
for
Tony.
coming in tonight and doing that with us. We are here every Wednesday, 7-ish. Um, uh,
7-ish.
on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So, hey to all those folks on those different platforms. We will catch you next time. As we always say, meditate and medicate. And until next time, my friends, stay lifted. Good night.